All right, hey everybody, I am out here at Glacier Farm in Dresden. It's pretty darn gorgeous. It's the farm of my brother Don Simpson and his longtime wife Julia. Say hello, Julia.
Hello, everybody.
Julia is, amongst her many talents, a beekeeper. So you may recognize Julia because she came to the People Plus Center and did a big talk on CBD for us. And part of what she does with her CBD is mix it with honey, and that honey comes, or her wax, beeswax rather. So I've got on a bee coat. I don't have the hood pulled up quite yet. She's going to help me with that, which will be kind of amusing. So we're going to show how I'm about to be hooked in, I guess, here. Look at that. There's me in a bee outfit, zipping my hair into the neck thing. Okay.
Oh, you want me to salon?
There we go. Exactly.
There, they won't get in there.
Okay, and let's see
Yes,
what.
that's kind of a nice. That's brand new.
Yay! Thanks.
That's what it looks like.
Let's see. Are you putting yours up too?
Yeah, I will.
So these are her hives, and there are bees swarming around. I don't know if you can. I'll get out of the light. How many hives do you have total?
Total, I have 27.
Okay.
I run 27 to 30 in the winter, and then in the summer, I generally go up to about 40.
40. Okay.
And I sell bees and honey.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you sold bees. So right here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
There's
10,
15 hives. 2 are empty. So there's,
Gotcha.
there's really
Okay.
13 working hives.
Uh-huh.
One died. The last one died. And so today what I did was I took that hive apart,
Oh.
cleaned it all up, and then separated so I have 2 single deeps with no hives. And what'll happen is when these hives swarm, so half the hive leaves with the queen, hopefully I'll catch those and then they'll go in those 2 empty hives.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's all luck.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
All luck. So these guys were a little testier this morning. So and I keep these all strapped down because of wind.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise these tops can blow off.
Yeah.
I tend to not be quite as careful as I probably should be. But so you can probably come and stand here.
Okay.
So I keep track of every hive. So every time I open a hive, I make a notation with a date.
Okay.
So if I'm medicating them, it's dated. Everything's done. So then if I lose a hive, like I did at the end of this row, I can go back and kind of maybe try to figure out why.
What happened? Okay.
And then I can do a hive autopsy, which is what I did today, and finish answering the questions. And it's still winter in my mind. So all my hives are still wrapped. They still have 2 inches of insulation in the top. And they have this, which is a candy board. And so I make sugar candy. There's 11 pounds of sugar fits in this.
Wow. And what do you say? You fill this wooden board with sugar.
Yeah, it's a sugar water mixture. Goes in here, it hardens.
Got it. And then that feeds them over the winter.
Yeah, they'll use their own honey too, but this is insurance because I don't generally come out and check my hives in the winter.
Got it.
So I just put this on today. This is a pollen patty substitute.
Huh.
So it's bee protein
Okay.
because the queens are starting to lay.
Oh, okay. So they need extra protein.
And the worker bees, all these girls, there are only girls in the hives right now. There are no males, no drones. So they feed the queen the pollen, protein pollen, which then helps her lay more eggs.
Got it. Okay. And so the queen is somewhere deep inside the box?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's too cold.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I won't get into these hives till I'm at like 60. And then I'll pull frames out and take a look. And I'll take the sugar off because at some point I'll have to feed them liquid syrup.
Okay.
So I'll just use all this stuff that's left, and just melt it down, weigh it, because there's only like 3 tablespoons of water in 11 pounds of sugar.
Wow.
So I can just melt this down again and feed it back to them with syrup, and I give them a spring medication.
Nice. Okay. And so how many bees are in one hive box?
Right now, I probably have less than 3 pounds of bees in this hive, but they'll get up to, I don't even know how many bees.
I mean, how many bees are in a pound?
I have no idea.
Oh, I mean, so you think it's hundreds?
Oh, it's hundreds of thousands.
That's what I meant. So, like, how many bees roughly are in a box? 1,000? 100,000?
I probably have maybe only about 6,000, 7,000 bees in here right now, which is really low.
And that one single box has 6,000 bees?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is, I would consider this for my hives to be a relatively weak hive.
Okay. Wow. How many would a box normally hold? Like 10,000?
Oh, way more. 60,000.
Wow. In one of these small boxes?
In two.
In a double.
Most people
Okay.
run 2 deeps.
Okay.
The bees forced me to experiment this year and run a single deep in the winter, which this is my first year ever, and they're all alive. I was
Okay.
convinced they would not make it, and that just flat wasn't true.
Wow. Nice.
So I'll be running a lot more single deeps.
Next year. Because so you had good luck this winter with your single
Yeah,
deeps.
they're not as strong as I want them to be, but none of my hives here at the farm are as strong as I want them to be. All my off-site hives are doing much better than these.
And where are they off-sited?
So I have 5 in Bodenham, 5 in Richmond, and another 3 up the road.
Okay. Huh. And we had talked about you maybe doing a couple up at Mossy Ledge Farm, up at our place.
Well, Jonathan was talking about he might get a couple hives.
Yeah. I mean, we've been thinking about hives, but if you wanted to off-site, I don't
No, I'd rather have Jonathan get his hives.
Got it. Okay. And then you
I'll
just
come-
help us.
And I'll help.
Okay. Got it.
So I would consider this a weak hive. But it's alive, and it's only the 1st of April, so it'll probably do just fine. They were medicated the very end of February.
And what does that mean?
Well, so bees get varroa mite, which is the big killer of bees. And there's no such, FYI, there's no such thing as organic honey. What you get is raw honey. And you get the benefits from raw honey. But you must medicate your bees. And I do use organic medication, and no medication is ever on the hives when the bees are making honey for human consumption.
Got it.
So,
And when you say you have to medicate them, what are you doing to them?
they're just, I'm trying to find a stick. This is not what I'm trying this spring. See, there's a lot more bees in this hive.
Oh.
What I'm trying to do this
Oh yeah, wow, look at that.
spring. So this year I used these strips. These are not organic, but they come out next week. And so it's apivir, and what they do is they just walk on it, and they walk all over the hive, and that will kill the mites. And
Oh, it gets mites, I see.
bees get mites, and that's why my back hive died, was mites.
Huh.
And so
okay.
mites, they weaken the bee, they eat the fat body of the bee, and they become very, very weak. And I generally treat in November with a vapor, and I was not able to this year. I had to go to Florida to check on my parents.
Yeah.
So by the time I got around to treating, the mites had really taken over.
Got it. Got it.
So I did then treat double time, and I've been able to save all but one.
Wow, good job.
Yeah, actually, I've been patting myself on the back a lot this spring.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
So every hive is different. So my hives, so just to give you an idea, my hives off-site, if we were to take this cover off, would be all bees.
Mounded with bees.
Yeah, just bees everywhere.
Huh.
Just everywhere. And these guys aren't everywhere. Now today, I just gave them this pollen patty earlier today
Got it.
because they've already eaten part of one. Now a lot of people don't feed pollen patties and they don't think that you should. I tend to do it because it's insurance. But if I were ever in a debate with somebody and they could convince me why I shouldn't, I just soon lose that expense because they're not cheap.
Got it.
But there's nothing about beekeeping that's inexpensive.
Right.
There's just nothing.
So how much honey would one of these single hives, if it's at 10,000 bees, produce? Roughly.
Here in this apiary, I probably only get about 70 pounds maybe from each hive. Or from every other hive. Not every hive has produced honey out back here.
Huh, okay.
And I'm not really sure why. I actually hope to be moving 7 of these hives to another off-site.
Got it.
The bees that are out back here always seem to be weaker. They don't seem to produce as much honey as my off-site hives. And I think it has a lot to do with the wind.
Oh, interesting.
But I don't know that. In fact, I need to start asking other beekeepers what their opinion would be.
Yeah, interesting.
But I have other hives that'll produce 200 pounds of honey.
Wow. And how do you get the honey out?
These boxes that are here now belong to the bees. So whatever honey is in these boxes is their honey. I never touch honey in any deep, these are deep boxes.
Uh-huh.
And I never touch any of that. So I have, in my honey house, I have specific boxes called supers. These are called brood boxes. And they go right on top of here. So I just keep building up and up and up.
Oh.
With shorter boxes.
So right now, the brood boxes, because they're feeding the queen and she's laying eggs and making more bees and brooding,
Right.
creating her brood. And then at what point do you put the super box that is where they would make honey?
Probably June 1st.
June, okay.
So on my off-site hives, I will probably put them on more like May 15th
Got it.
because they're that much stronger.
Huh, okay. Yeah, so she would have been ready by then.
Yeah.
And can you have more than one queen in a box?
No. Well, yes. Usually early spring, you often have 2 queens. You have a mother-daughter.
Oh, interesting.
But somebody's got to go at some point because generally there's only 1 queen per hive.
I see. And would they move out or?
They'll swarm, which is what I hope to catch to put in the 2 empty boxes.
I see.
How
How do you catch a swarm?
Well, usually they'll hang from a branch.
Oh,
And then I bring the tractor out and I try to shake the branch and I shake them into a cardboard box and then I dump them into an empty box.
wow, that's cool.
And then sometimes they'll, because I have empty boxes, I'll open those. They're sealed right now. We'll walk down. So if this were high summer or summer warmer weather,
Uh-huh.
we would be walking behind the hive
Okay.
because we're walking right in their flight path.
Oh, I see. And they'd be out and about a lot. Got it.
But because it's cold, they're not, they're flying. So this hive is totally shut down.
Okay.
I need one more pin, which I happen to have.
All right, so that's your empty.
So this is an empty, but it has honey in it.
Oh,
Of course.
oh, look at that. Okay.
So there's a lot of empty frames here as well.
So do the frames come with that comb, the honeycomb
It comes,
bit?
no,
That?
yeah, that's wax. It comes flat. The bees build it out.
Okay, so they create the waxy part.
Yeah, it comes.
Are those
it's a-
dead bees that are on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, you can't stay in here. So, yeah. And the hive at the bottom, I'm actually letting them rob out. So no bees can get in or out of that hive now.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't have a strap.
Yeah, I'm sure there aren't a lot of bees that could move a brick, so.
Well, here it's about wind, and I think the wind is really damaging.
Ah.
So the hives down at this end generally do a little bit better, but this hive is a dead hive, but there's a ton of bees in and out. They're in there robbing it.
Oh, right.
So I left them very little to rob,
Uh-huh.
but there were so many bees in there already that I just said,
Have at it.
you guys can have it, because I've saved most of the honey in that other empty box.
Got it.
And so once I'll come out here late at night, like 9 o'clock at night, there won't be bees in here, then I'll shut it up tight.
Got it. Cool.
And then when I get ready to put bees in, I'll start changing frames around so that there's honey.
Uh-huh. Wow, neat. And the bees will actually help you clean that box out.
Oh yeah, they'll take every drop of honey.
Okay. Nice.
Every drop, anything they can take, they're gonna take. They're just robbers.
Right. Yeah, well, it saves them effort, I suppose.
Yeah.
So we could also call that efficiency.
Yes, yes, yes. But it isn't something you generally want to happen, but by the time I got out here today, they were already robbing it, so I'm gonna lose if I try to clean that up and lock it down right now.
Right. And plus, essentially, you would get it back anyhow, you hope, into another hive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it all goes for them. Like the whole focus of my entire summer is to have this brood box full of honey. And because people generally run 2 brood boxes through the winter, their goal is to have 2 brood boxes full of honey.
Okay. And so I didn't know the brood box could be full of honey. I thought it was the super box that had the honey.
Super box is the honey that we can have as humans.
Oh, I see.
But they can't go through winter if they don't have enough feed.
Got it. And then you give them the sugar just as a backup.
It's just insurance.
Yeah, just make sure
Just-
they don't starve to death.
Yep, it's only insurance because a lot of winters, I'm not going to walk out here.
Yeah, right. Make sure they've got
You know,
honey.
not when there's hip deep snow.
Yeah, I would guess. All right. Does the snow ever come up around them?
Yes, if they buried them in past years.
Yeah.
Like you could not see them. In fact, my son came out to check on them for me one year after surgery, and he was like, well, the 2 hives look great. And I said, what are you talking about? There's 4 out there.
Oh, yeah, right.
And he's like,
Didn't see them.
where? They're under the snow.
Awesome.
And they all have winter wraps. Well, that hive doesn't because it's dead. The 2 that don't have bees. So these winter wraps will come off end of April.
Got it. Okay, well, that's pretty soon then. Maybe we can come and do a follow-up at that point when you're taking those off or something. That'd be kind of neat.
End of April will be when I put boxes on.
Right. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. Okay. So if I'm at the grocery store and I'm trying to decide what honey to buy, and I, was stupid and didn't go to the farmer's market to buy it locally, but I really need some honey.
Buy local.
Yeah, but so even at the grocery store, there is local honey to be purchased.
Schwann's honey is always at the grocery store.
Oh, okay, that's a local one.
And Maya's honey is always at Rennie's.
Oh, that's good to know.
And then my honey, if people got together with a group, I would just deliver it.
Oh, right, good. Okay.
But you don't want to buy honey from out of the country.
Oh, like somewhere else.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
it's not true. It's not usually true honey.
Yeah, I remember Daphne actually bought some honey in Italy, and it was flavored. It was like rose honey or something.
Oh yeah, no. Well, those are fun. I have chocolate honey in the house from Portugal,
Oh, right, okay.
and it tastes like a chocolate bar, and it was from bees that worked a cacao.
Oh, that's
orchard.
neat. Yeah, this was honey from bees that got roses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah, and so I think that kind of honey is a blast to buy.
Yeah.
And whenever I travel, I brought
do
back
that, yeah.
30 pounds of honey from the Philippines.
So let me ask you real fast. Where do your bees feed? So what kind of honey? This isn't rose honey or chocolate honey
This is
or
wildflower honey.
wildflower honey. Okay, because they are literally, and how far will they fly to collect pollen and come back?
They collect pollen and nectar as close to the hive as they can, but the drones can fly, the male bees, when they're here, which they'll be coming, they'll be born in May or June.
Oh, okay.
They often can fly up to 6 miles. Most honeybees don't fly past 5.
Okay. So they'll go out and come back.
Right. That's why it's so important for people to pay attention to their bees, do a mite count, and medicate, because they fly 5 miles. And bees let other bees in the hive. So they're coming into your hive and they're dropping off the mites.
Ah, I see.
And then they're leaving.
Got it. So you could medicate, but your neighbor doesn't, and then they're all going to die.
My neighbor did not medicate.
Oh,
And
I was just using that as an example.
No,
that was reality.
That's reality. So my neighbor did not medicate and refused to,
Oh.
because she wanted organic honey, and I lost 15 hives
Oh my
that I
goodness.
had for a long time. And if you count labor and lost honey and lost bees and bad equipment, it was a $10,000 hit
Wow.
because of sheer ignorance.
Right. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Well.
I had no punches about
Yeah, no,
medicate your bees.
I've heard that honey's not a cheap. Beekeeping is not an inexpensive hobby or business. For some, it's a hobby, others a business. But you're making a good run at it, so that's awesome. All right, Julia. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, and I hope everybody is safe and well at home.
Yep, me too. Yeah, so these kind of little episodes are awesome. We'll run it. It'll run on probably TV3 and TV14 and all that kind of good stuff. And then we'll come back in May-ish time frame, and we'll see the next step. That'll be great. All right. Bye-bye. Busy as a bee. Thanks, Julia. See you soon.
Bye.